Hello and welcome to this episode of the Corporate Escapists TV show and podcast. I am your host, Christine Innes. I am so delighted to have the most beautiful human being, Deb Norman. Welcome to the show, lovely.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Christine.
I'm really excited about today's conversation because you are just a woman who is on a mission to help so many people, but also to just the gifts that you have to give to this world are just amazing. And I just know that you're the most beautiful soul. I've known you for a number of years. So I'm really excited to talk to you today.
Thank you so much.
So before I get carried away, I'm going to hand it over to you so you can introduce yourself to our audience, and then we're just going to have a beautiful conversation today.
Sounds great. Hi, everyone. I'm Deb Norman. My company is the Quantum. So, what I do is I've been training for about 30 years now in psychological astrology. I train in epigenetics. I do psychotherapy and coaching, spiritual awareness, and personal development. And I've really made it a mission of mine to help rewire and change the thinking around humanity because I feel that we're really going down a slippery slope and people are unhappy. And this experience is meant to be amazing. It's not meant to be so hard for everybody. And I realize that it's our early programming and our conditioning, right back 14 generations, really, in our lineage, where we're just repeating unconsciously everything that we were programmed to do. And I really want to make an impact and bring change around that.
I love it. And I think that the most important thing is we've all got the ability to make changes, and it also is in our own control. But we also need to seek help from others that are also done the work and are sort of living proof that change is possible.
Absolutely. I found with myself, I tried for many years to bring the change and just do some things on my own, but it doesn't work because you need another perspective. You need somebody to push you. You need them to see things that you can't. And my specialty is working with empaths because empaths have been programmed to believe that they're meant to suffer. They're meant to feel everybody's pain. And it's not true. It's exactly the opposite. Yes, they're here to transform people's pain. They've come through with a gift or an ability where they can know what's going on with somebody else. But instead of just knowing it, what's happening is they're vibrationally matching it from their own unhealed wounds from childhood. And it's overwhelming their nervous system. And then they're going into, I can feel everything from everyone because boundaries are always an issue when we're dealing with vibration like that. So, what I'm doing now is creating programs and webinars to assist empaths to become what I call the empowered clairsentient, where they know what's going on. They've got a knowing, so they're linking in vibrationally, and they're able to take that energy from somebody that's suffering, transform it, and send it back to them without it causing them pain. But in order to do that, of course, they've got to heal their past trauma. Otherwise, they will keep vibrationally matching it.
Yeah. How does somebody know that they're an empath? Because not everybody understands, or they might have an inkling that they are, but are there some signs that people can sort of tap into to sort of understand if they are an empath?
Absolutely. Go out in crowds and you start feeling physical pain, anxiety, you go into overwhelm. I mean, for me, I used to literally have to dump my trolley full of groceries and leave the shopping centre. I couldn't tolerate what I was picking up from everyone that walked past me. I was hearing their thoughts, I was feeling their pain, I was physically taking on their pain, and it was like somebody had hooked into me and just sucked my battery dry. It's the most unbelievably awkward feeling. So if you don't like crowds, or you're picking up on other people's stuff, or you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you go to a party or a meetup or something, and just all of a sudden, the minute you walk in that room, you start feeling agitated or you get emotional,
Mhm.
you're doing empath.
Yeah. Yeah. I know myself as an empath that also too, I've learned to set the boundaries, really control, what I'm picking up with. But like after I go to meetings, I'm physically exhausted from it all because I'm also try not to take on all of that sort of stuff. It actually takes a lot of energy from me to sort of do the deflection as well.
Yeah, the thing about that is, and it took me a while to learn with some of my mentors, and I've had what I consider the best of the best, and I always went for the best because I
Yeah.
wanted to be in that category. So when we feel drained after being around people, there's a couple of things that unconsciously go on. We are still picking up on their stuff and taking it on. It is still triggering our stuff, but it's also triggering our lineage. So the DNA downloading that we have in our library, in our gemules, they're called, which is
Yeah.
in the DNA. And it's like a whole library of books that hold everything that our mother and their mother all felt. Like we're just a big recording. And when that gets triggered, it's going to drain you. But also, as humans, we have a very unconscious tape around judgment. And quite often we might judge something, even if it's unconscious or mean to, you know, well, we do. We have a judgment about something. I tell you what, that will absolutely drain your battery quicker than anything. And we don't even know we're doing it, but we're
Yeah.
observing and judging. And it's like, okay, we've just let the battery out. It's mind blowing how quickly it works. So,
Yeah.
yeah, when we're around people, we're not vibrationally matching their stuff and we're coming from our own healed self. Being with other energies actually uplifts you. So if we're still getting drained, someone in there is matching something that you still need to have a look at. And you know what? We've got layers of it and it goes forever. And when we leave here, we're still going to have layers of it. It's just, you can move enough stuff where you can function really,
Yeah.
really well. But
Yeah.
it's always there and there's always another layer to work on. It never stops.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been doing healing work for, let's say 9, 10 years, but I know you've been doing it a lot longer than me. But it's like there's always something every day. And it's like you're saying, it's like an onion, like we just got to keep peeling the layers back as well. I really want to talk about these amazing courses that I know that you've put your heart and soul into as well. If somebody's watching this today, like what are some of the things that they're going to get from it? Like what are I know it's hard to say what are the outcomes, but what are the sort of the senses that they're going to get if they come and start to work with you?
Okay, I have a lot of reviews, written and video reviews from students that have done the Amplitude course or program. When I'm working with somebody, what I've done is I've created Amplitude, which is about the level of vibration, that's what it means, based on the 30 years of work that I had to do to get me from empath to empowered clairsentient. So to get me functional where I could work with clients and not fall in the well with them. When I did the cold case for Scotland Yard, I'm seeing everything and feeling everything in detail. And if I've healed myself, there's no way I would have been able to manage that. It would have annihilated me literally
Yeah.
because you're in there with it energetically and it's quite harsh. So the outcome really that I bring for clients is I take them from their unhealed stuff to an empowerment and a healing where they acknowledge that they've got those wounds in there. They might not be fully healed, but enough is done where they can set a boundary. Their self-image is good, which is very important, and they can know what's going on. So I take them from feeling everything to knowing it, which takes all the pressure off the nervous system and gives them the ability to then be of service. So they can use this work to help their own clients. And
Mm.
I use their natal chart, which is their blueprint, because it tells me everything about them. So in Amplitude, every week for 12 weeks, one of the voices, which is what we call planets, because they're a voice, is delineated in full with its aspects and its psychological drivers. So I do another step of what's called psychological astrology, where we look at the inner and outer planet dynamics and how it sets up drivers or injunctions. I also use epigenetics, psychotherapy, spiritual awareness, personal development, and paradigm work. So, I trained with Tony Robbins, Dr. Chloe Madanis, Bob Proctor, Jeffrey Allen, Reverend Lee Russell, a whole list of who I consider to be the best out there and what they do. And that's what I do with my clients. I give them everything I've learned and I wrap it into one program, and we go in hard for 12 weeks, one-on-one.
That's amazing. Because I
Yeah.
think a lot of the times is that, like, being an empath too is, there's a lot of courses out there, but you're with a lot of other people. So having access to you one-to-one
Yes.
also helps them sort of speed up the learning process as well, because they're sort of, you know, they're not diluting their energy in a group course.
Absolutely. I found personally when I was doing group courses that I wasn't really progressing very well because you don't get that look in. But when I'm working with a client, they've got access to my messenger 24/7. If they run into trouble, I will call them and pull them out of the well. They're never alone. And we do Zooms every week for anything from 60 to 90 minutes. They get me one-on-one, and we go over all their tasks and homework that they've been given. We talk about whatever challenges are going. I have a look at their past traumas and all their DNA downloading. I delineate their natal chart, which in itself is a massive job. And I really share every tool I've ever had. And I've set Amplitude up in a way where they can redo it by themselves every year and see the difference. So they may want to check in with me maybe 3 or 4 times a year just for that one-on-one, but they can keep doing Amplitude. They get it for life. They go into a private group for life, and they can just keep going over that work. And they'll find as they evolve and clear stuff that their answers are different and the way they're viewing it's different. They'll even see things that they didn't before. So we're expanding their awareness a little bit at a time.
I love it. I love it.
Mm.
Well, you know how much I adore you. You were
Thank
also on the cover with myself and the beautiful Renee Kosh for our December. And
you.
also, you're going to do a solo cover for our April issue, which
I
I am
am.
so excited because I know that this is pushing you outside your comfort zone. And I think that as being a leader, we also need to push ourselves even more. So, what has this experience sort of been for you, sort of really getting more visible and, sharing more of your story?
It's definitely taken me out of my comfort zone because you know me, or you know me very well, and we've become great friends. And I am one to kind of hide behind the scene and pull the strings and do the
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, I'm being pushed out into the open now where I'm having to show up, and it was a little bit challenging at first, but you've been so amazing at helping me to feel good about that. And of course, the photographer for the magazine, Louise, she is amazing. Like, she really brings out the best in you, and I really want to get this work out there. So it's important that I do step up
Yeah.
and take the lead there and show people that they do not have to suffer. And not just empaths, but anybody that's had past trauma, anyone that is
Mm.
struggling with relationships. Even some of my clients are saying that their income has doubled and tripled since doing Amplitude, you know, and I'm just working on them psychologically. I'm working more on their pain and rewiring them for success. And it's just the ripple effect of every part of their life that is just changing from that. It lights me up. It's very exciting to see. I love what I do, and I'm very passionate about this. And I'm really excited about this month with the global launch because I really want to get it out there. And at the end of the day, once, I get it where I would really like it to be, my focus and my passion is going to be setting up education platforms to help people who struggle, not just with this, but financially, because, when you're struggling, it affects every area of your life. So I want to be able to help educate people and gift that. I'll have my one-on-one clients, and then I'll have my gift that I can give to help people get to a level where they're then able to function better in the world, and they're in a position to pay for things that will keep accelerating their progress. So That's my goal.
And what makes you such a beautiful human being? Like you're always thinking of others, and you know you really are. And that's like honestly, as you know, I don't let a lot of people into my life, but that's one of the things that I really do value about you is that you're always constantly giving. So I adore you. I am so excited. We're going to pop all the links below as well so people can go ahead and read your story, how they can reach out to you, Deb, as well, and how they can work with you. But before we
Right.
go, I've got 5 very random questions. Well, they're not random. I ask them all my guests. So
Okay.
just a little bit of fun so that people can get to know you on a personal level. So are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, no, they're easy. All right, so the first one is that if you've got spare time, would you prefer to curl up and watch a movie or read a book?
Pull up and watch a movie because I'm constantly reading with the work that I do.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a go-to movie that you just constantly love watching?
Ah, depends on the mood I'm in. I mean, I love sci-fi, so one of my favorite sci-fis would be The Fifth Element
Yep,
because I feel such a connection to that. I love comedy, so it depends on if I'm in a silly mood or not. But
yeah,
I don't mind a bit of
yeah.
Zoolander or silly things like that.
You've got a wicked sense of humor. Like
I
once
do. I
people,
like white chicks too.
yeah, yeah, like once people get to know you, they're like going, "Oh my goodness, really? Is that come from her?" Like, yes, wait till you get to know.
I am a bit wicked, yeah, true.
I love it. I love it. All right. If you could go to your dream destination, would you prefer to travel by plane or boat?
Oh, plain. I don't
Yeah.
do both.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Alrighty. And if you were to have a amazing dinner party, now you're allowed to invite one special guest, and that guest can either be from the past or the present. Who would you invite?
Oh, wow. That's not present. Are we talking a celebrity or just anybody in my life?
Anybody that you would love to invite.
Oh, well, it'll have to be you.
Oh, just so sweet. Oh
If
my
it was a
God.
celebrity, I'd say Chad from Nickelback, but
Oh, okay. Well, we can just invite Chad as well. Let's do it. So I will definitely be at that dinner party, that's for sure, my love. So amazing. And if you could describe yourself in one word,
oh
what would
God,
it be?
one word. Well, now you've got me. Catalyst.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, definitely. You're definitely breaking cycles, you're breaking change, and you're really just showing other people what's possible. So, yeah, you know how much I adore you. I think the work you're doing is amazing. And like I said, a lot of people in this world, like you were saying, are suffering and they don't need to be.
Mm.
But also too, they need to recognize that if they are an empath. So go ahead, look at all of Deb's amazing things as well that she puts out. She puts out some great content that can just help empower you right now. But if you want to be able to do the work and to really up level, upgrade, change your life, break those chains, go ahead and register for the Amplitude program. Deb Norman, my friend, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm really excited about the photo shoot next week and being on the front cover. I feel like it's going to be the beginning of greatness that's coming that we can bring in and collaborate together. Just love
Yeah,
the group that we work with, and
yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. And I'm gonna drop the like if anybody wants to know of a great photographer in Brisbane, send us a link. Send us a DM and we'll let you know. So we use one particular photographer for our front covers and yeah,
She's
Louise is out. So
amazing.
she
She's
is
so good to
amazing.
work with, and she's,
Yeah.
well, you know about me and the camera. We're not friends. Never have been.
Me neither.
I prefer to be hidden somewhere.
I
Hey,
know.
fun.
I know, and I love this is that we're getting the opportunity to really allow you to shine in the best possible way. And, just as I said, for you to really step into that leadership role and show people what's possible. And I think that's what truly is amazing. You're really showing people what courage is all about as well. So you've done the work and now you're taking even a one step further courage to step into the light. And that is not an easy feat at all.
It was quite challenging.
Yeah, I know. We've had many conversations,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
I
know.
know, I totally, like, and I really do understand. So, like I said, go ahead, reach out to Deb. She is absolutely amazing at what she does. She is one of the kindest, purest souls that you will meet. Again, Deb, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. To everyone who is watching this episode, thank you so much. Remember to live life to the fullest. Love and light to you all.